you have a tell, Mark. When you crack your beer, I know that you've cracked the mic. This is April 3rd, year of our Lord, 2026, also known as Good Friday. Although if you've seen The Passion of the Christ, I don't know what's good about it. It's when they whooped the hide off of my Savior.
That's a brutal scene.
Little. Yes, it is. It is. And that's forgive me in advance, Lord, but that's going to be very much what you look like at X Golf tomorrow at 1:00 in Apple Valley, Minnesota. It's going to look like, oh, Mark, that's not his 9-iron. That's his 9-iron. His cross is his 9-iron. Let's just say that, or his driver at least. But anyway. I'd like to introduce ourselves as the Ascertainers. Just let me know. I want to orient you to where you are. Do we still say orient? I don't know.
Northwest Orient.
Airline, gong. Do they say airline or just Northwest Orient and then the gong?
I can't remember now.
Oh, I feel like they must because you stopped there. Muscle memory.
Maybe.
You can take the guy out of the 1970s, but you can't take the 1970s out of the guy. Don't do either of those anymore. All right. So we're the Ascertainers. We are the hottest podcast on our block. And
we think,
yes. That's a pretty good statement. We're in the top 2 or 3. Anyway, we're the Ascertainers. We're Mark and Jim. I'm Jim. If you were counting on if you're scoring at home, I was the low score on the golf card, and Mark, say hi, Mark.
Hello, everyone.
Will be the guy with the excuses. So, welcome to our little part of the podosphere. We're happy you came to. Oh, I worked so hard on swears. That was a whispered swear. It was just a filler. Better than that. So I'm going to try not to swear anymore in this episode, but based on the inquisitive look on Mark's face, I think it's going to be a tough one. Your feet are like so far past center ground of this table.
I'm a tall person.
You've been this height the entire time. What's
maybe
the
I'm
deal?
Slouching.
I don't know, but I don't like touching toes, my man. Not interested.
After 154 episodes, now you're changing it?
Maybe this exercise is waking up the nerves in my feet, but I don't care for that, sir. So now that we know who we are and why we are and what we are, golf. We did play.
Yes, I'd like to circle back to that.
Follow up. Can I clean up any loose ends? What do you got for us, Mark? I'm dying to hear it took you a week to come up with this. So let's see what you got.
We played X Golf prior to this episode, maybe a week ago.
Well, the last time we recorded was a Friday night, and then the next day, Saturday, we golfed. Well, one of us golfed.
So we played 9 holes, and I beat Jim by 3 strokes. And then for funsies, we kept playing because we still had time. So I let him win the second 9 just because he was so depressed after I beat him on the front 9. What do you remember?
I'm just going to remember this because we're going to go tomorrow and play 9. I was letting you feel good about yourself because I knew what I was going to do to you on the back 9. I thought, well, let's let Mark get a little confidence.
I will come clean. In all honesty, I was up by 3 strokes on the front 9, but Jim beat me by 4 strokes at the end.
It was 2 okay.
You could have taken a mulligan on that one.
Yeah. Well, either way. I think the point of the story is that good sportsmanship is stupid. I kicked his ass, everybody. No, I shouldn't say it like that. It was fun. We had fun, and we had sushi after. And then I think I got gout from the seafood.
Did you really?
Oh, my God. I could barely. Did I tell you about my exercise bike story?
No.
I'm like, oh, my, I can barely walk because this is the actual, not the toe that normally happens to. It was the other foot, but it was on that part of the foot where you're supposed to get gout.
The big toe, right?
Well, it's the joint right preceding it. So anyway, bad news. I think I'm going to be still cool for Goldies, but I'm like, I got to train, man. So that little dusty exercise bike over there, I go to I plug it in, flip it on, nothing. Like, are you shitting me? I'm like, is that the outlet? I got a new power cord. Hey, it was a power cord.
Nice.
$15 fix. Thank you, Amazon. It might start on fire later, but come on, got insurance for that. So, oh my God, erase this if house starts on fire. That sounds a little premeditated, doesn't it? But anyway, it's a UL Underwriter Laboratories. We could talk about that some episode too. Fuck is that? Shoot. There's my second swear. I'm done. So got to work. So I've been doing that. I'm going to do it right away in the morning because I'm blind. So it takes me a while to kind of get my eyes to the point where they can accept those super lame gas permeable contact lenses that I get to wear because of a little eye condition I have. But so I can't like wear soft lens or extended wears or any of that, get LASIK, any of that crud. So the treadmill is not a great option for me right out of bed, right? Get up, woke up, got out of bed.
Trained a comb.
Nearly killed myself on my Soleil E450, whatever the heck. My it's F45. But anyway, who's counting? It's way nicer than yours. Anyway, so bottom line is I've had to like keep my training regimen up to briskly walk 3.1 miles. I started doing the bike in the morning and I feel pretty good about it actually. But
you were walking well tonight. Didn't show signs of hurting.
In fact, even on Saturday, it wasn't, I think I was maybe feeling a little bit on Saturday because I think Thursday I did my little simulation, my 5K simulation, where I sit and watch a guy walk 5K and go, ooh, that looks hard. But anyway, I feel like it seems fish related, but I know it's not. I come with preloaded excuses, but I don't think I'm going to use them. For golf. For Goldies, I'm just going to stand there. I'm just going to get a Uber and have them drop me out by the finish line and go Rosie Ruiz on a non-sanctioned 5K run walk. I had to walk because that's what I'm going to be doing. Feel better? Got the golf thing out of the way.
I do.
It's nothing but up from here, Mark. And by the way, it was fun playing golf with you. It was fun to get out there and swing the wrenches.
I did have fun also.
Good.
Even though I got my butt handed to me.
Well, was I a good sport?
No, you were not.
I was not a bad sport, though. I was just...
You would throw in digs and just keep it like a nice tone.
Yes,
like
I was passive-aggressive. I wasn't mean. Hey, if you didn't want to hear those things, maybe just play better. So easy. I thought it was going to be a lot closer. I didn't think I'd beat you by that much. I'm going to be honest.
I had 2 bad holes. I think there was a double par on a par 5.
Is that what you call them? 2 bad holes? That's not what they call them at the doctor. Anyway.
We were talking about Chuck Norris on a previous episode.
Yes, 2 previous episodes.
And I failed to mention that my wife and I took a trip to Las Vegas.
Okay. Ooh.
So we non-revved. That's what people who work for the airline, when you fly for free.
Non-revenue. They didn't pay for their ticket. It's a very Mark thing to do.
But the younger people they hack off most of the words. So you say non-rev. Because you got to save time.
And I know there's a lot of young people. Actually, I think there's like a kid in the neighborhood. So he's about a third of our listener base. Hey, by the way, what's going on there? What's up, B? Little B?
So we're going to Vegas, but the flights are full, the straight shot. So we go...
Straight shot. That's a nonstop flight. Mark's just going to keep throwing in all this lingo that the young kids like. So Mark met Diane at the airport 3 hours later after he was already there, drunk at the bar.
We went to LA first because that was wide open. And they used to have a flight from LA to Vegas because Narita would come in 3 times a week and that would be full of tourists going to Vegas. But we went on an off day. The plane was completely empty except for Chuck Norris and his future wife and Diane and I. We were the only ones on the airplane other than the flight crew. Go ahead, Jim.
Oh, was I called on?
You were.
Okay, because I'm in disbelief. What other stories do you have that you just have been conveniently keeping up your sleeve?
Diane reminded me of this.
Have you ever mentioned that on this podcast? That you and your wife were alone on what kind of craft was it, Mark? What kind of equipment were you on?
A320.
An A320. Okay. You're on an Airbus, may I? Is that a Belgian plane? Who makes the Airbus?
European conglomerate.
Okay, whatever that is. Anyway.
Isn't that when your blood
I know. It's
sticks together?
A clot or something. Yeah. Or is that like the stuff you cough up?
That's it.
Conglomerate there. But anyway, so you're on a plane. It's you and your wife, and then just nothing but seats, and there's one other passenger, and it's Chuck Norris. How did you know it was Chuck Norris? Don't tell me you talked to Chuck Norris.
I did not talk to Chuck Norris.
Why not?
I'm non-revving. I didn't want to get in trouble with the company by
you think that he bought out the flight and you guys just...
No, it was an empty flight, but if he got angry about me talking to him, I didn't want to lose my privileges.
I like to live in a world where I think that Chuck Norris would have welcomed
He might have
the conversation, especially if he knew you were a pilot. I bet he would have chatted your ass up. You missed an opportunity, Mark. Something else would take to your grave, along with that defeat at X Golf last weekend.
The other bizarre part of that story is all four of us were in first class. We were in 2A and B. Where do you think they put Chuck Norris and his future wife? 3A and B.
So hold on. So I literally, in my head, I pictured like an empty plane where you were back by the toilets and he was on the opposite side, opposite wing, in the front row of first class. So you were sitting
directly in front of him.
Oh, not even abreast? You're talking like...
He was in 3A and B. We were in 2A and B.
Was he just kung fu kicking? That would have been great. I pissed blood for a month because he was just wiggling his leg and it made my kidney shut down. Chuck Norris doesn't order club soda. He clubs soda. Wow, Mark. Oh, yeah. By the way, I talked to Tom Petty one time, too, and Alice Cooper, and all these other people.
Sinbad.
Okay.
Does that drag me down a little bit?
That's a mulligan. Yeah. Sorry that happened. Was Sinbad nice? He better have been nice.
He was very nice.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jim.
My hand's been up for some time now. It's getting cold.
And it's starting to reek.
Blood flow is, yes, it's starting. The wound is beginning to smell like almonds. So my question is, how do you know that you weren't sitting in front of a guy that looked like Chuck Norris? Did anyone call him Chuck Norris?
I don't recall, but...
Oh, so I think you sat next to a ginger with a beard. I want to believe the Chuck Norris story. Now it's getting thin. Now I'm thinking like, I don't think you met Tom Petty either.
You can ask Diane about that.
Can I ask Chuck Norris's future wife? Does he have the same wife?
Yes.
So theoretically, I could find her, one of her socials and send her a DM and go, hey, did you ever fly from LA to Vegas with just two other people?
I am texting my wife right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Newt's.
Very
We were
nice.
at Newt's earlier tonight, and let's just say Mark and I did pretty well on the pull tabs tonight. And by pretty well, I mean you pulled 200, and the lovely and talented Jim's wife, Chris, pulled it up. I didn't do nothing.
You got a 16?
No, that was you.
Oh.
I got a 12. I think that's it. Friends like you guys, I don't even got to be good. I'll just save them for the golf course tomorrow. Anyway, we're at Newt's, and I had the new feature, I guess, entree. Usually it's like a burger of the month or whatever. There's a milkshake of the month now, which is kind of cool. But tonight I had the tachos, which is a little departure from the sandwich theme that they usually go with. Quite delicious. If I'm going to be fair, more of a big appetizer than like a meal, because there's bacon on it is the only like protein. Very tasty, very good. Get it as an appetizer. But get one of their great burgers or sandwiches. Mark, Mark has been introduced to a whole new world. It's like this guy's like Robbie Benson when he went to college in one-on-one. All of a sudden, how's that for a good reference?
Very good.
Where it's like, hey, I can eat chicken now, and you had bacon tonight too.
Is it Annette Poole?
No, it was not. I think it was Annette. She was redhead. Annette Poole?
I can't remember. That's the only thing that came to mind.
I keep thinking of Funicello when you say it like that, but
Great movie, One-on-One.
Annette, is it O'Toole?
O'Toole. Sarah opened my eyes to a whole new world that I can get any burger with a chicken patty substitute.
Yes. Well, at first it was you can get any with the fake patty back when you were a pescatarian. And then that was, so she's blown your mind twice.
Yeah, so I was able to get the breakfast burger with a chicken patty, and that has egg, bacon,
Hash
browns, and
get a little gravy going or no?
breakfast sauce.
Oh, I don't like the sounds of that.
No, I asked Corey if he was involved with the sauce, and he said no, so I felt pretty good.
What you did is you believed him, though.
I did.
Annette O'Toole, fetching.
Yeah, she's a striking individual.
We could bring up, I think we've already talked about cartoon characters that we'd get with, but there should be a whole section of kind of B-list movie actresses that rank them by order of magnitude of whatever criteria we determine.
There you go.
Best. I'm just trying to get my way out of this. How I do it.
Go to Newt's. We had a wonderful time.
Still on the Newt's thing again.
We saw some wonderful friends.
Annette O'Toole has never eaten there, or maybe she has. Depends on what you're into. So, you're right there?
I am.
She text you back saying that.
She's not texting me back, so maybe I did make it up.
Yeah, maybe you're not even married. I mean, you never see her. What have you done? Did I mention that my first drink of the night, or what I've been drinking, has been a homemade beer by TJ, my neighbor, and I collaborated. He bought the kit. I supplied the brewing equipment, and it is on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being pour it down the sink, 10 being quit your job and start making beer. I'm going to go at a flat even 5 drinkable. It's not great. It should have been better. 0 to 10, 1 out of 10. No one gets a 0. Get participation ribbon. But anyway, I feel bad that TJ's investment wasn't more awesome. However, I got the bottles that I just took 2 bottles off him, and they were like the last ones out of the bottling bucket. So maybe the stuff higher up in the...
And it's his first batch.
It's like I've been a shitload though. I mean, so he didn't do a lot but kind of observe. I go, hey, we'll make beer. What I'm kind of trying to do is maybe, I'm not sure how much I need this beer equipment. I'll loan it out. Anyway, any Ascertainers listeners want to brew beer, I'll loan you, because I'd like it back because I haven't quite officially retired yet, but there's just so much crud you got to buy to be able to make beer. And you use it a couple, 3 times a year, tops.
But now he's switched back to his bourbon. Yes,
I've become fond of the brown distilled liquid that used to make me a fighter, and now it mellows me out. When I drink any brown distilled liquors, which would be your Canadian whiskeys, your bourbons, and I think that's it. You get Windsor, Southern Comfort. I don't know what that is even. That's a liqueur, I think. And then like Jim Beam. Jim Beam's technically a bourbon. I would tend to get I would be less friendly. I'd be a little meaner. So I would, not that I've ever been in one, but I'd get my fighting instincts would come out. So I decided a long time ago, hey, you know what? I don't think I should touch this stuff. And then about a year ago, I was at a conference in Kentucky where everyone talks about bourbon. Started drinking bourbon. I've only punched out Mark 4 times. So I think I'm getting better.
Punches aren't that hard.
Have you noticed me get more and I don't really get drunk.
No.
I just little sips.
You get happy.
Drunk. I'm sure I wouldn't want to drive, but I'm not falling down the stairs or nothing.
I did find out that my Yukon Jack is considered a whiskey liqueur.
Yeah, it's like Southern Comfort.
But it's still 100 proof.
Well, that's weird. Well, that's sticky. I remember Yukon Jack as being a syrupy, just like Southern Comfort. It's kind of a sticky.
Yeah, Southern Comfort, I believe, is 80 proof.
I think you're right. Or 76 even.
Might have been.
Even if a guy could look it up on his phone, I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't either. There's a ladybug.
It's
flying around.
It's like the last scene of Silence of the Lambs. There, all of a sudden, a bug just starts flying by. Ah, crap. Well, what's the topic of this podcast?
We did have some deaths over the past several weeks.
I was going to say.
Do you want to cover those? Or
Well, kind of. I mean, I don't want to. I think it makes sense to.
Or do you want to do Song of the Week first?
No. I want to make sure that we honor a couple of Vikings. They got to be Ring of Honor guys. Or are they both in the Hall of Fame, perhaps? Seaman, maybe not.
He's in the
Ring of Honor, but not the Hall of Fame. Joey Browder's the Hall of Famer, though. Isn't he?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, we lost 2 Minnesota Vikings, one of whose names you would think that the Ascertainers would make. I mean, I'll tell you what, if your last name is, this guy's name was Jeff Seaman, was he not a middle linebacker?
He was, number 50.
So I guess you got two options when you grow up with the name Jeff Seaman. Although back then, maybe.
They thought Navy.
Right. Yeah. There's so many inappropriate things I want to say right now. But yes, Jeff Seaman was he was people eaters.
He was on the team for 12 years.
What I heard from Patrick Royce, ever heard of him? Is that
Is that the MMA fighter?
That's Ronda Rousey.
Oh,
it's Patrick Royce. Two different people and genders. So back to Patrick Royce talking about how apparently Seaman was like the last of the previous defense, leaders on the defense before Bud started putting together the Purple People Eaters, Bud Grant. So I think he was only with Bud Grant for a year or two before. So I'm getting texted here. Oh, it's true. Oh, come on. Diane says it was Chuck Norris. Can we get her on I'm going to ask if she'd like to be on.
Hello.
Hello, Diane.
You're on air, Diane.
I figured as much.
Well, here's the thing is you don't have to be.
Okay. It's all true what he's telling you about Chuck Norris. He sat behind us in first class. And, well, I don't know the story that he told you.
Yeah, I did say that. How do you know it's all true? Ha!
Well, I know. I mean, the bathroom part.
What about the bathroom? As soon as I called you, he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, he took her to the Mile High Club or something like that. What was the bathroom part?
I mean, no, nothing like that.
Did you go in there and make a poo and then you said Mark did that? Or did you go, Chuck Norris, you stink?
No, this was in the terminal after the flight.
Oh.
Yeah, this was after we got off the plane. His wife and I went to the restroom. And after we're done going to the restroom, I noticed that she didn't wash her hands. And I was like, what the heck?
That is you.
I don't know why that stuck with me. It just did. I'm like, oh. Interesting.
I'll give you this, kid. You're consistent. I like that about you. But can I ask you here's the question I asked Mark, and he couldn't answer it. Okay. I said, how do you know that was Chuck Norris? It could have been a guy that looked like Chuck Norris.
No, it was him because I know what his wife looks like also. So, I mean, a lookalike wife and a lookalike Chuck Norris, I don't think.
I have another question. Why do you know what Chuck Norris's wife looks like?
Because I've seen her. I think I've seen her on TV or social media.
Is she also like an actor, or is she just a dirty-handed housewife?
Wow.
I mean, that's basically what you just called her.
I don't know about that.
All right.
But, yeah, that's all I know. That's it.
So you are confident. You are 100% confident that was Chuck Norris. It was like the movie, like Rambo, and he was like, oh, this guy's a pussy, or anything like that? Or was it?
100% sure.
All right.
Yes.
Well, hey, you know that, you will be able to opt out this kind of riveting dialogue, but boy, we sure like having you on. And
yeah, I knew you would trick me to getting on there sooner or later.
Trick
No,
me? I called you. It was so.
I know, but I didn't know you were on the air, so you're a trickster.
I was like a fifth grade magician at the talent show getting you on. It was so easy. Is this your card? Yes, it is. They're all the four of hearts. Anyway, well, hey, thanks. We will talk to you real soon. And
Okay.
I'm still gonna try to get a hold of Chuck Norris's wife to verify. She's probably like,
that sounds rude of me saying that about her, so I feel kind of rude. But
oh, I'm sure I won't send her the link to this podcast, so don't worry about it. But I would say that I wonder if they tell stories about being on in first class with you guys.
And we didn't talk to them.
Yeah.
So they were offended.
They're probably like, we wanted to swing with that couple, but they were just so confident. We even Chuck Norris isn't that confident. So
I try not to look at them too much because I'm like, no, I'm just going to pretend.
Also, because you were facing in the same direction. How do you? I mean, it's like, okay, so who was it? Mark said Chuck Norris was right behind him.
Yes.
So you were right behind. No, excuse me. So you were right in front of his wife.
Yes.
And you can look through the space in the chairs.
I think when we first walked on, maybe we saw him because.
Yeah, we did. We were on first, and then they walked in, and they sat right behind us. And we were thinking, why are they right behind us on an empty airplane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost seems unbelievable.
It's true. It's true.
I got no Chuck Norris story. I think I'm just jealous. So, all right.
You are.
Well, before Mark starts, getting more graphic about the other stuff, I'm going to let you go. Oh, we're going to let you go. I can't let go of you. I can't. All right. Maybe, you hang up first. Anyway. Oh, she's gone. Anyway.
Thank you, love.
Oh, Mark says, thank you, love. And
you're welcome.
He'll be home a little early tonight. He misses you.
Okay.
Bye. Happy Easter.
All right. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was fun. How fun was that? I love talking to your wife. She's fun.
So back to Jeff Seaman.
So, yes, back to Jeff Seaman, who is a Vikings player. I have no attachment to Jeff Seaman as much as I do to Joey Browner, who was one of my favorite Vikings of all time.
I did
think
enjoy.
Jeff Seaman wore number 50 or 51.
50.
Am I wrong? 50?
50.
There you go.
I have to look that up because I thought he was a big part of the Purple People Eaters.
Okay.
He was in 3 Super Bowls.
No. What?
Oh, he had an 11-year career, and he started playing 72 to 82.
Hold up.
4 Pro Bowls.
72? But he wasn't in all 4 Super. We lose 4 or 3?
We lost 4, but he wasn't in the Kansas City Chiefs, the first one.
But that was like detached from the.
Yeah, that was what, 60? Was that 69?
Well, you know what? Allow me to go back and listen to Monday Night Sports Talk.
He was a first-round pick, 10th overall pick in 1972.
Out of where?
Stanford.
Stanford? Wow. Pretty high draft pick.
Yeah. So the Kansas City Chiefs was actually 1970. Well, it'd probably be the 69 season, right? And then the Super Bowls played in January back then.
Might not have been back then. It might have been December then.
I don't know. But he played in the 74 that we lost to Miami, the 75 that we lost to Pittsburgh, and the 77 against Oakland that we lost.
Well, Bud was the coach from 67 to 83, which encompassed all of Jeff Seaman's career. So strike down upon thee with furious vengeance that I misspoke and
2 years with Joey was Bud Grant.
Maybe that was it. No, I don't think that was it. Nothing to do with Joey Brown. I don't think.
He was 83, and then he retired, and then it was Les Steckel. Then he came back in 85, and those were the 2 years that he coached Joey Brown.
Well, allow me to do a big old errors and omissions next podcast. The moon landing was fake. Just throw that in there too.
I'm older, so that's why I fixated on Jeff Seaman, but you know more about Joey Browner. So
all I know about Joey Browner is the guy was a doggone menace on the field. He was so athletic. I think he, like growing up, football was not the same as it is today. It was very, like guys had jobs in the off season kind of a thing. But Joey Browner, he was tall. He was like just, yeah, I'm just saying, he was more athletic than any defensive player I've ever seen. And he was also big, which was weird.
For his position.
Like
correct.
how big and athletic he was. I mean, he couldn't cover a receiver necessarily. I mean, he wasn't like a quarterback.
He was a free safety.
He wasn't the fastest guy, but he could just beat the crap out of you. But if he did catch up to you, this is before the rule changes. I think he was probably a big reason why you can't do the horse collar tackle anymore, because he kind of enjoyed it. I remember one where he caught the guy at like the 10-yard line and basically kind of made him into the letter C. Just pulled him. The guy's legs are still working, but he had pulled him back so far from the top of the shoulder pads. Mark's looking something up.
6'2", 188. Or no, I'm sorry, 6'2", 221, which is a heavyweight boxer.
How did you do it? You were just looking at your phone. How'd you get from 188 to 221? That was so fun.
I didn't have my glasses on, maybe.
Where are your glasses, Jan?
They're on my
nightstand.
On my collar. Oh. You know how you stick it down in your collar?
I guess I'm looking at them, aren't I? I'll just say, Joey Browner, I thought, I don't know if he and Ronnie Lott's careers intersected much, but I think Ronnie Lott wouldn't have been Ronnie Lott without Joey Browner being Joey Browner. How's that for a football fact? This is 79.
Ross Browner, his brother.
Oh. Okay.
Cincinnati.
Well, he wore number 79, so he's probably a defensive lineman.
He is. Okay. Or was. I'm sorry.
Yeah, all the Browner brothers died young, you said.
In their 60s.
Wait,
I'm in my 60s.
That seems young all of a sudden. It didn't before. Quick shout out to my friend Kevin Larson, who passed away of pancreatic cancer. Today I was able to live stream his service, which was held in Illinois, so I wasn't able to be there for that. But oddly enough, I guess to me a little bit, another friend of mine who I went to, I think in his case, probably junior high on, but we hung out in the summer times. So I've known the guy like I probably met the guy when I was 10, officiated his service, and had used to have quite a head of hair on him. And now he's very bald, but I'm trying to figure out what actor he reminded me of. I think he reminded me of Brian Cox from Succession. He kind of had that kind of hunch, and I mean, he wasn't that old or nothing. I mean, he's my age, but he had he was kind of like I hate to say it, like a badass preacher. I mean, he was an actual pastor. He had the thing on and the whatever, but
was it at his church?
I don't think so. I think it's just they were childhood friends or whatever. Okay. And they went through a couple of harrowing things in the Boundary Waters that was part of the service, but I don't know. It's just it's we're all going to die, I guess. This just in. Everybody dies. Here's the thing: is that how come guys like me get to live when guys like this guy have to die? Because this guy sounded like and I believe it. I mean, I knew him growing up. He was a very calm, like way beyond his years, calm, fun, but just he was just the most chill guy. But I think it was probably because he had a real spirituality about him, and he was a very, very devout Christian, and his kids were very Christian, but not in a way that it was off-putting it whatsoever. It was almost like, golly, that's like you kind of envy how into it they were. I do, because
that brings up a larger topic, like the soldiers that hit the beach on D-Day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so random that a lot of them had survivor's guilt. Why am I alive, but this person died?
Right. Well, that's what I'm feeling is, and maybe not to, I mean, I don't want to compare myself to anyone who's, been in battle, but I look at, it's like, there's a lot of assholes that I know too. They seem to live forever, but and of course, no one's going to talk bad about you at your funeral, but I truly believe this guy was a great human being. Another guy from my class, same first name, Kevin, I'll say it, it's a public record, Kevin Plummer. who a lot of people in the Twin Cities know is a traffic like reporter or whatever. He was on the radio. He was on like every radio station doing traffic reports from a helicopter, all that kind of stuff. Same thing, got cancer, died. And it's like, the hell? I don't know. I feel kind of guilty for living when I see that these guys had it snatched away from them. I think what I feel guilty about, Mark, is that I don't appreciate every day like these guys probably did in there once they knew it was coming. You know what I mean? That they don't ring every day out. Maybe that's something that I will, I will start appreciating my mortality, I guess, and all that. So this podcast is over. I'm just kidding. We'll keep doing it. Let's try to lighten it back up.
Are you ready for Song of the Week,
I am,
Jim?
totally.
Why don't you go first? Because yours is...
Oh, you haven't told me yours yet.
I haven't.
What is it about this Song of the Week? Usually, quite often, we'll play going into the episode as we're warming up. And tonight, this is one that Mark knows that I like the song, and he's heard me, whenever play it before, but it's never been my Song of the Week. It is a song called Roof with a Hole, and the band is one called the Meat Puppets. A couple things about the Meat Puppets. One, wow, what a cool name. Second, they have an album called Too High to Die that I would put up against a lot of other albums. It's not top 10, but it's a really good album. It's got a good mix. It's not all country. It's like grunge country, if you will. But fun fact, one of their guitarists, I think their only guitarist, because they're a three-piece, when you watch the VH1 Unplugged or MTV Unplugged Nirvana famous episode, the fourth member there, the second guitar player that they added, that's not in Nirvana, was actually, no, it'd be because I think Pat Schmier was in that one. Either way, there was a non-Nirvana member on that broadcast.
Can I say that
guy from the Meat Puppets?
That name actually sounds like a woman at the gynecologist.
It's Pat Smear. I said Schmier. Pap Schmier or Pat Smear. Either way, yeah. Also, when you're getting a bagel, or no, it's the bagel term was there the whole time. When you go to the doctor, come on, man. There's more scientific terms you could use than pap smear. That's a smear. It's like, no, there's no other field. There's no other test in medicine that's that haphazard, that casual. Once you get it on there, I smeared it. It's on there somewhere. Probably fine. There's a lot. Smear it. It's like a spackle job. No. Anyhow, that could be a whole other episode. I feel like I'm yelling. It's because I had one homebrew and a couple sips of this bourbon.
I'm sorry.
Do you want to fight about it?
I interrupted you. Were you done?
Totally. Yes. So the Meat Puppets, Roof with a Hole, Bon Appetit. I think this is going to be Ambrosia or Seals and Crofts.
It's not. I got it.
You sound just like Casey Kasem. It's not.
It's not. The whole week I've been singing Dog and Butterfly.
Heart.
And we're both fans of Heart.
I'm a Heart fan. Absolutely.
It's a beautiful song to me. I played it for my wife, Diane, that was on earlier. She goes, you just like those hippie ballad songs. And I said, yes, I do. I can only recall from memory parts of the song, but yeah, it's Ann Wilson as a singer. Correct. I did see a 2025 concert that they did. Poor Ann.
Was she sitting down?
She was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
One of her hands was in a cast or splint. Her voice was still good.
Yeah.
Her and Nancy, they did an acoustical version of that song. Very good. I think it's a beautiful song.
I think
one of their best.
I think Heart is one of the greatest American bands.
I would agree with you.
I would say I can't name 10 better.
I don't know if I know their whole repertoire. I'm not a student of Heart. I know their hits. Nor
am I. But when you start stacking the hits, it's like, oh my, they've endured. I don't know, when you get their singer to induct Led Zeppelin into the whatever Lincoln Center, whatever award that is, the Medal of Freedom, or that's not it, but it's, you know what I'm talking about. So they put a Led Zeppelin got inducted into
I do remember
Kennedy
that.
Center Honors. Kennedy Center Honors. I'm sorry, I said Lincoln Center.
Trump Kennedy Center.
But I guess so. But they had Jason Bonham on drums, and then I think it might have been some of the people from Heart. Heart's guitar, I mean, you think that Nancy Wilson is the lead guitarist. She's not. She's a rhythm guitarist.
I thought she married the lead guitarist for a while, but I think they broke up.
She married Cameron Crowe and has been married to him forever. Cameron Crowe, the guy from Almost Famous, and that other one. Oh, I better be right on that. If I was missed on Jeff Seaman.
I think she was with the lead guitarist, but that was when they first started. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that guy could shred. You ever heard the Heart version? Like when I was, we were in high school, Heart put out a version of rock. Well, they did it. It was in a concert, rock and roll. That solo, I think I like it more than Jimmy Page's solo. It just, he kind of accentuated, especially at the very end of it. It's good. Anyhow, Heart, love him. Nancy Wilson, husband. Yes, she was married to Jeff Bywater for a year. No, 2012. Before that, she was married to Cameron Crowe from 86 to 2010.
Nobody before that. Maybe she just dated the guy.
Yeah. Well, maybe she was like, Chuck Norris in him.
Not washing her hands?
That's his wife. Anyhow. All right. So, Dog and Butterfly. Well, that's very brave of you, Mark. I appreciate you feeling
brave.
Feeling safe enough to say that.
It's a beautiful tune.
Come on. Quit dicking around. What's the song of the week? Oh, it is Dog and Butterfly. You're going to stick with it?
When she was singing it from the wheelchair, I almost teared up because it was so beautiful, but you're seeing someone going through.
Hence, the fragility of life. Because once you know, here's the thing. Everybody should know. The guy that won the Boston Marathon last year should know. Gonna die, right? Everybody dies. But it's only when you get sick and it's like, oh my, I'm counting my Christmases here. You only got a certain number of Christmases anyway. So I'm kind of, I'm going to try to, because I know another guy I told you about, a friend of mine and Angie's named Jim B, who I think is, put it this way, he's, part of his diet is morphine. So I think that I don't think they give that to guys that are, got a long time to live. So that's sad as hell.
It is.
But the fact of the matter is here's my Ascertainers life tip of the week. And if you're going to take it from anyone, take it from a guy who's going to walk a 5K in a week and a half, is don't wait. Just start living every day and start celebrating every birthday and every Christmas and every kid's birthday and everything else. Like maybe you only got a couple left. And I bet you get more out of those days if you just do that. So that's all I got. I'm kind of bummed out. And I hope you're not. I hope that you go to our Facebook page and I don't know if you want to, there's a lot of little clips on there. You can kind of hear just little kind of best of little 1 minute long snippets. If you want to follow us, great. If you want to share it, great. I don't know. I appreciate any time you've given us. Mark and I have fun doing this. Anyway.
I appreciate it also. We do this because we enjoy it, but we enjoy it more when you, the listener, enjoy it.
You know who you are, both of you.
So get a hold of us at TheAscertainers@gmail.com. I know it might shut down the internet because of all the traffic.
Yeah, do it like pace yourselves. Just do like Tuesday and Wednesday. Don't do it every day. Good night.